You want some water?
Cold water, yeah.
My name's Charles Wendt.
Charles Wendt.
Jeff, do you want a microphone?
Knew him well.
Everybody calls me Charlie. I was born and raised in Cordova. I've been a riverman all my life. Just like my father, just like my grandfather, just like his father before him. My dad was born in 1842 on the Ulbe River of Germany. He and his folks moved to the United States 1852. They lived up in Dubuque. That's north of here, upriver. And there they did just what they'd done before in Germany. They fished, trapped, hunted, worked on the farms. When the Civil War broke out, he joined the Company B, 16th Iowa Division. That's on the Union side. He fought in Shiloh, Vicksburg, up and down the Chattahoochee River. He was taken prisoner. And he was a prisoner of war in Andersonville. And that was hell on earth. Matter of fact, the Commodore, commander of Andersonville, was the only man that was tried and convicted and hung for war crimes during the Civil War. In 1869, he got out, been out, got married. The only good thing that came out of Andersonville was the friends that he made. Said they were like his own brothers. So when he got out, several of them have settled around Cordova, so he moved here. Now, my ma died childbirth in 1884. I was born in 1874, so that made me 10 years old. So I took on the work of a man at the age of 10. And with help from some of the women in town to take care of the girls, my dad raised 6 children. We made our living off the river. We'd fish fall, spring, summer. We'd fish up 1,000 pounds or so of fish. We'd keep them in live boxes. Then we'd head down to take them down to the fish market in Davenport. Now, that means you had to load up 1,000 pounds of fish, ice them if you could. Leave at 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, that'd put you at the head of the rapids about dawn. So we'd get through the rapids, go down, sell what we could at the market. There were fish left over. We'd go around with wheelbarrows, sell them through the neighborhood. My boy, young Wes, he'd stay and guard the boat. If fishing was good, we'd have to make that trip twice a week. Now, it wasn't bad going down, but coming back upstream, down in town of Bettendorf, there was a trail all the way up the Iowa shore. It had all the trees cut down between the trail and the river. My dad would take a bow line, I'd take a stir line, and we'd tow the boat upstream. My boy Wes used the mule. It's like a rudder, only it's on the front of the boat. He'd steer it around the rocks. Then we'd tow it all the way up to Port Byron. Then we'd start to row again. If it was a good day, we'd make it home by noon the next day. In the fall, we fished, or hunted and trapped and fished. In the wintertime, things got rough. We could saw ice, fill our own ice house, and then sell what was left. Sit in the winter, build nets. In Germany, they called them fikes. Fike means cage. Fish swim in one end, go back through the funnels. You'd have to run those every day. When the fishing was slow, we'd go clamming. Drag clam bars along the bottom. The clams would reach up and snap onto the hooks and hang on. Now we'd sell those to the button works. They'd drill the shells out. They'd make pearl buttons. Now I'm married, Olive Grace Vandenberg. We built a home next to Pa's here in Cordova. And I built a good home because I knew we weren't leaving, because her folks helped found Cordova. That was the Benjamin Lamb family. I suppose the toughest day of my life was June 17th, 1901. My father had been running fish traps in the sloughs over in Iowa, and he didn't come home. So Charlie Cooper and I went looking for him, and we found him. He'd been beaten and shot to death. He was floating in his boat in the sloughs. There's no arrest ever made, but we know who did it, and we know why. But you see, he was from over in Princeton, Iowa, and his family had money. Back then, if you had money, well, I guess you didn't go to jail. But it's been a good life. They say if a man's lucky enough to be born on the river, then he's lucky enough. And I do believe that's true. When you leave here, take a pearl button with you. Carry it in your pocket, and it'll bring you luck. My name's Charlie Wendt. I was born in 1874. I died in 1957.